A whispered conversation at the Golden Globes became the spark for one of the most talked about celebrity rumors of 2024, proving once again how quickly a fleeting moment can spiral into a full-blown internet sensation. Before we dive into how this whole thing unfolded, make sure you hit that subscribe button so you never miss out on the latest celebrity stories and viral moments that have everyone talking. The night of the Golden Globes was supposed to be about celebrating excellence in film and television, but what captured the attention of millions had nothing to do with the awards being handed out. Selena Gomez sat at a table with Taylor Swift and Kelly Sperry, leaning in close to share something that appeared urgent or juicy enough to warrant animated gestures and focused attention from her friends. Someone in the audience captured this exchange on their phone, and within hours of the footage hitting social media, the internet transformed into a detective agency determined to decode every lip movement and hand gesture. The clip showed Gomez speaking intently while Swift and Sperry listened with expressions that seemed to convey surprise or interest. Viewers immediately began attempting to read lips, and the conclusion that spread like wildfire was explosive. According to these amateur investigators, Selena had tried to approach Timothée Chalamet for a photo, but was blocked by his girlfriend Kylie Jenner. The story had everything social media craves: celebrity drama, romantic intrigue, and a potential confrontation between famous women. Within the first few hours, the rumor gained such momentum that it began trending across multiple platforms. Twitter users created threads breaking down the supposed incident frame by frame. TikTok exploded with videos analyzing the body language of everyone involved. Instagram comment sections filled with hot takes and opinions about who was in the right or wrong. The narrative took on a life of its own, with each retelling adding new layers of interpretation and speculation. What made this rumor particularly potent was the existing history between the people involved. Selena Gomez and the Jenner sisters have had a complicated public relationship over the years, with fans on both sides quick to perceive slights and tensions where they may or may not exist. The addition of Timothée Chalamet, one of Hollywood's most sought-after young actors, added another dimension to the story. His relationship with Kylie had already been the subject of intense public interest, so any story involving the couple was guaranteed to generate engagement. The reality of what happened that night was far less dramatic than the viral narrative suggested. Gomez and Chalamet were seated in completely different sections of the venue. There were no credible witnesses to any interaction between them, no photographic evidence of Selena attempting to approach Timothée, and no documentation of Kylie intervening in any such attempt. The physical layout of the event and the seating arrangements made the alleged incident virtually impossible, but these facts did little to slow the spread of the story. As the rumor continued to gain traction, Selena Gomez herself stepped in to set the record straight. She commented on an Instagram post addressing the speculation, clarifying that her conversation with Taylor and Kelly had nothing to do with Timothée or Kylie. According to Selena, she had simply been gossiping about friends, the kind of casual conversation that happens at any social gathering. Her explanation was straightforward and credible, yet it arrived after the rumor had already embedded itself in the cultural conversation. The response to Selena's clarification revealed something fascinating about how rumors function in the age of social media. Some people accepted her explanation and moved on, acknowledging they had gotten caught up in unfounded speculation. Others questioned whether she was being truthful or suggested she was only denying the story to avoid further drama. A third group simply ignored the clarification altogether, preferring the more dramatic version of events that the rumor mill had created. This phenomenon speaks to a larger pattern in how celebrity stories evolve online. The initial viral moment generates such intense interest and emotional investment that subsequent facts struggle to compete with the narrative people have already constructed in their minds. The rumor becomes more appealing than the truth because it offers drama, conflict, and clear villains and heroes. Reality, by contrast, often disappoints by being mundane. The role of lip reading in this entire episode deserves special attention. Countless people confidently declared what Selena had said based on watching a grainy video taken from a distance at an awkward angle. The confidence with which these interpretations were presented gave them an air of authority that many viewers found convincing. The problem is that lip reading is notoriously unreliable even under ideal conditions, and trying to decipher conversation from amateur footage taken across a crowded room is essentially guesswork dressed up as analysis. News outlets and entertainment sites quickly picked up on the trending topic, with some publishing articles that carefully noted the speculative nature of the claims while others ran with headlines that treated the rumor as established fact. The speed at which the story spread meant that many publications were writing about it before any verification was possible. By the time Selena issued her denial, dozens of articles had already been published, each one contributing to the perception that something significant had occurred. The incident also highlighted the complex dynamics of modern fandom culture. Fans of Selena, Taylor, Kylie, and Timothée all had different perspectives on what supposedly happened and what it meant. Some saw it as evidence of long-standing feuds, others viewed it as proof of who was being petty or gracious, and still others used it as ammunition in ongoing debates about which celebrities deserve support or criticism. The actual truth of the situation became almost irrelevant compared to how the story could be weaponized in existing fan rivalries. What's particularly striking about this entire saga is how little actually needed to happen for it to explode into a major story. A woman whispered something to her friends at an awards show. That's it. There was no confrontation, no dramatic scene, no public exchange of any kind. Yet from this single moment of ordinary social interaction, an entire narrative was constructed complete with motivations, hurt feelings, protective boyfriends, and mean girl behavior. The aftermath of the rumors' debunking didn't lead to much reflection about why so many people were eager to believe it in the first place. Social media moved on to the next controversy, the next moment to dissect and debate. The Golden Globes Selfie Snub joined the long list of celebrity rumors that briefly dominated the conversation before fading into the background noise of internet culture. This cycle repeats itself constantly, with celebrities finding themselves at the center of stories they never participated in creating. A glance gets interpreted as shade. A lack of interaction becomes evidence of a feud. Friendly conversations get twisted into dramatic confrontations. The machinery of viral content generation doesn't require actual events anymore, just the raw material of celebrities existing in public spaces where cameras can capture them. For Selena Gomez, this was far from the first time she'd been the subject of unfounded speculation, and it certainly won't be the last. Being in the public eye means accepting that your every move will be watched, interpreted, and often misinterpreted by millions of people who feel entitled to have opinions about your life. The best response is usually to ignore the noise, though occasionally a clarification becomes necessary to prevent a false narrative from permanently attaching itself to your public image. Kylie Jenner and Timothée Chalamet never publicly addressed the rumor, likely because engaging with every piece of speculation about their relationship would be a full-time job. Their silence allowed the story to fade more quickly than if they had issued denials that could be picked apart and analyzed for hidden meanings. Sometimes the smartest move is to let the internet exhaust itself on a topic rather than providing fresh fuel for continued discussion. The Golden Globes Selfie Snub that never happened serves as a perfect case study in how modern celebrity rumors are born and spread. It required no basis in reality, just a brief video clip and an audience primed to believe in conflict and drama. The speed of social media allowed the rumor to reach millions before anyone could verify what had actually occurred. The existing relationships and histories between the people involved provided context that made the false story feel plausible. And the emotional investment of fans meant that many people preferred the dramatic fiction to the boring truth. Looking back at the incident months later, what's most remarkable is how completely it dominated the conversation for those few days despite being based on nothing. Millions of people spent time discussing, debating, and forming opinions about an event that simply didn't occur. That energy and attention could have gone toward any number of actual newsworthy topics, but instead it got channeled into a viral moment that existed only in the collective imagination of social media. The lesson here isn't that we should stop paying attention to celebrities or that entertainment news has no value. Rather, it's a reminder to approach viral moments with skepticism and to recognize how easily we can be swept up in narratives that confirm what we already suspect or want to believe. The next time a celebrity clip starts trending with shocking claims attached, it's worth pausing to consider whether what we're seeing actually supports the story being told, or if we're witnessing another case of collective misinterpretation. If you enjoyed learning the truth behind this viral moment and want to stay informed about what's really happening in celebrity culture versus what the internet wants you to believe, don't forget to subscribe to our channel for more content that cuts through the noise and delivers the facts behind the headlines.